Hi, I'm Kyle from Added Potential Math Tutoring. Some of my friends have been sending me a puzzle with differing answers, asking for my take on it. So I figured instead of just telling them the answer, I could make a video and we could walk through the answer together. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is the puzzle. So if you'd like, you can pause, take a second to go through it on your own. All right, let's give it a shot. So we have cookie plus cookie plus cookie equals 30. We combine like terms and get 3 cookies equals 30. We divide both sides by 3 and get cookie equals 10. Let's look at the next equation. We have bananas plus cookie equals 14. And we know we combine like terms and get 2 times bananas plus cookie equals 14. We know from the first equation that cookie equals 10. We can plug that in place of cookie. We get 2 times bananas plus 10 equals 14. We subtract 10 from both sides. We get 2 times bananas equals 4. Divide both sides by 2, we get bananas equals 2. Now let's look at the third equation. We get bananas plus, what even is that? An alarm clock? I'm going to say alarm clock. We get bananas plus clock equals 8. We combine like terms to get bananas plus 2 clocks equals 8. And we know from the last equation that pair of bananas equals 2. So we can plug that in place of bananas and get 2 plus 2 clocks equals 8. Subtract 2 from both sides, we get 2 clocks equals 6. Divide both sides by 2, we get clock equals 3. So we now have the values of all 3 variables. Cookie equals 10, pair of bananas equals 2, and alarm clock equals 3. This is the final equation. So let's plug in those values. We get 3 plus 2 times 10 equals question mark. Now we can't just go from left to right because life isn't that easy. We have to use the order of operations, or PEMDAS, otherwise known as please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This tells us that first we have to do parentheses, second is exponents, third is multiplication and division, and fourth is addition and subtraction. So this is important in this example because it tells us that we have to multiply before we add. So let's check that out again. So here's our final equation. So again, we have to multiply before we do addition. So 2 times 10 is 20. Now we can add up 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 20 is 25. So 25, that is the answer that I got the first time I did this puzzle. Then I took a closer look at some of the variables. I ended up with something different. I'll give you a second to take a closer look at the variables that we solved for and compare them to the variables in the final equation. They're not quite the same. So we solved for chocolate chip cookie with 10 chips equals 10. Now the cookie in the final equation only has 7 chips. So I think the cookie with 7 chips is supposed to be 7. Now we solved for a pair of bananas equals 2, but the final equation has single bananas. So if a pair of bananas equals 2, I think a single banana is supposed to be 1. And then the alarm clock. The alarm clock says 3 o'clock. And if the alarm clock that says 3 o'clock equals 3, I think the alarm clock that says 2 o'clock is supposed to be 2. So now we plug in those values. Now we get 2 plus 1 times 7. So here's that final equation. So PEMDAS still applies. We have to multiply first. 1 times 7 is 7. Now we add up 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 7 is 10. So that's the final answer that I'm going with. So yeah, I thought that was a little sneaky. I didn't make this riddle up, so don't blame me. So let me know in the comments, did you get 25? Did you get 10? Did you get something different altogether? Let me know. Let's figure out if you think the math-only answer or the trick answer is the way to go. Now, if you're looking for a math tutor, look up Added Potential Math Tutoring on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or addedpotential.com. I'm there too. And of course, like and subscribe to this video. Now, thanks for playing. Hope to talk to you soon.